Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. It's a myth that select men don't make money. And I gotta address that. I don't know. If this turned into a rant, I'll put it on, rant on the video. But you know what? Seriously, yo. Seriously. Because you know what? You got right now, you got a lot of people, they always have something negative to say about the select men. And it's usually in terms of like the biggest, most common criticism is like, oh, they ain't making money. Like non-select dudes are making more money than these select men. Bullshit. I'm going to just say that. Bullshit. Right? Because here's the one thing about select men. Yes, you do got some dudes in there who are bums. They ain't making that much money. They ain't doing much with their lives. Yes, you do. But you also got some highly paid professionals in there, educated professionals. Like you got everything from that homeless dude who just some women going to think is fine to that professional who's making multi-million dollars a year, owns property, and is dealing with the highest level women. You have them going from, I'm gonna shout out BGS when he did his male octanes. And you definitely, yes, you got some dudes who are at that 85 octane, just some street dudes, but you also have some money makers who were 92 octanes up there. It's a range. And see, a lot of times somebody who's like trying to go in on select men, trying to say, well, we got the money. Bullshit, man. Bullshit. See, first of all, a lot of dudes talking about it really don't understand it. They really don't understand it. Like, I'm like a tangent on that. Like there's some folks out there who think it's just, in the black community. Bullshit, man. It's just a term, really. In the white community, they just say alpha, beta. Some people just say dominant men, big rooster on the block. Hell, 80-20 rule. That's all it is. And that shit go across races and everything. That's just on a tangent. That stupid thing is just one thing. And then on another level, they think it's just some recent shit. Shoot, been using the term select, non-select, which actually came out of a little culture that I was dealing with since the 90s. But I still understood the concept. It was very simple. A small group of men who going to dominate the relationship game. Now, I've been seeing that shit. I've really been seeing that shit since, or paying attention to it rather, really since 1983. Because I first saw it on a college campus. See, that's one of the things. Coming up over the years, ever since I started college in 1983, most of the men who I'm seeing getting the pussy, who the women going crazy for, at least had some college in them. Because that was what the social circles that I was in. When I first started seeing it, in fact, I had mentioned before, one of my freshman year mentor, women were going crazy over him. And he could get the baddest women. And this dude, when he graduated, went to a medical school. Plus, he was more upper class anyway. Like I said, that class issue, I'm going to get into that in a second. But to say they don't make money, bullshit. Bullshit. Like on my college campus, some cats who, they was just running through the women. All went to grad school. All making money like crazy. Some of them, at least one of them, I saw his name in the paper in this city several times. And then when I went to postgraduate, seen the same exact thing. And then just out in the world. And see, remember, I've been really paying attention to it. Then when I started really paying attention to and got more into the relationship thing in the late 90s, shoot, many of the select men that I was actually interviewing, talking to, were attorneys, doctors. And they were telling me some stories. And shoot, they were also some of the dudes getting into the underworld, owning shit. And they were telling me some stuff. And they were making money. And remember, even when I put out my book, Nice Guys and Players, I was talking about it, and I was getting feedback from some guys. These guys all had money. Because remember, during that period, I'm interviewing these guys. And I'm also doing surveys. And I've been affiliated with some other people who were doing surveys, talking to these guys all got money. You know, they were getting PhDs and everything. Like, they were education and money. Now, was that all of the Selectmen? Of course not. Of course not. Like I said, but it's a range just like everything else. Because even if you talk about the ones who ain't necessarily professional, or either professional or making a lot of money like that, actually, when you get down to it, a whole lot of them, even if you say they the top level Selectmen, the Mr. Goodbar types, the ones that women going crazy over physically, at least had a decent job. Most of them, I met them while I was working at different gyms. A woman wasn't paying their stuff. They had their own thing. There was a whole lot of them. As soon as they finished working, they put on their police uniforms. You know, or they had to go on to the school that they were teaching at. You know, let me shout out somebody right on here. I did an interview with and put him on, Afi King. That brother's an educator. He's definitely select to these women. And he's an educator. And be traveling and everything. You know? What they think? They think these guys, or they, you know, somebody talk about the body game. Shoot. You look at all these gyms in the country and stuff, shoot. With the exception of something like a Planet Fitness or something, shoot, you got to pay money at these gyms. Where do you think these dudes getting the money from? A lot of them got their own spots and everything. A lot of them pushing like some serious cars and everything. Because, you know, a lot of non-select dudes trying to come up with that whole... they got the money, they got all these resources. A whole lot of these select dudes got it too. The only difference is they don't have to present it at first. That's the only difference. Because the truly select men, yeah, they have it. Yeah, that plays a part with some of them, a part. But trust me, the woman looking more at that dude's eyes and his body build and all of that. He got to be at a minimum. He got to be a minimum somebody who is at least decent. Or at least the woman likes to look at. And that's still a carnal thing. The money thing's a secondary thing. Shit, women rather know what that dude look like in a pair of gray sweatpants. You know? And people gotta get off of that. You know? Especially, you know, and I'm look, okay. What kills me is like a lot of the dudes who are talking about the select guys. If you look at their overall life, they nothing. First of all, they ain't professionals. And they might try to act like they making money, but they ain't making money on that level anyway. They ain't like millionaires or anything. You know? They just regular guys with the other one. The only difference is women just find the select men just more sexually desirable. It's a physical thing. Because let's be real. That whole select, non-select thing, that's a sexual hierarchy. And the women just checking out. Women, you know what? You can have all those resources and stuff. You can have all the resources, but at the end of the day, it comes down to who a woman want to see butt naked. See, that's one thing I've noticed with, and I need to probably do another video on it. All these cats out here who got something to say about the select men, they always talking about all some bunch of social ass shit. They ain't talking about what happens in the bedroom. All that money, that car, your house. That don't mean anything. When you're in the bedroom with that woman, she doesn't need to know if you can like make her holler. That's also all she thinking about. And like I said about that money thing, but the main thing is the money thing is some bullshit. The money thing, like, oh yeah, these select men ain't making money. Bullshit. Bullshit. How the fuck they paying for their devices to even watch these videos? Somebody ain't paying it for it, buying it for them. Like I said, shoot, I got the surveys. I just did a recent player survey. Specifically for players. They were giving me their counts and everything. Man, these dudes, these shit. One of the biggest ones was had the highest counts, a doctor. You know, or they got businesses. Like I got a lot of select men who follow me on Instagram. I can look at their profile and see what they do. Shoot, they up in homes. They taking pics in their homes, big homes. You know, sitting in front of their nice cars. And then have links to their businesses. So they making money. Even some of the younger guys, they entrepreneurial. So we need to get out of that myth. Dudes need to get out of that myth. Now, if you got some issue with the select men, okay, fine. But at least address the issue on some real shit. If you just want to talk about the behavior or what they're doing or something, okay, we can give you that argument. I can give you that argument. But take the money shit out of there, man. Seriously. That's all I got for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.